Welcome back, guys, to round 7 of our GT Sport Variety Series. We are at Interlargos in Gr.2 cars for a 50-minute race. TY's on pole from Bidster. Neil Farmack's missing due to a disconnection, unfortunately. We're off! Good start by TY and Bidster. Jay gets a good start as well. All down towards the first corner. Let's hope they keep it nice and tidy through here. Bidster and Jay almost side by side. Bidster gets second. As everyone else filters down, there's Jamo a bit further back. Jalil Yam, Cyrex at the back as well. Welcome to Cyrex to GT Sport. He's on the Project Cars too, but he's on GT Sport now. Jamo and Lil Yam side by side with a little bit of contact as we come down towards the second major corner. Meanwhile, the leaders still as they were. And contact between Jamo and Lil Yam. Cyrex says thank you very much, I'll take both of you. And Seat 1 says I'm getting a bit of that, getting into that as well. So places being exchanged. Still at the front, it's the same as we come into this complex section. Lovely track into Interlargos. Very good flow to it, and plenty of places to try and overtake as well, or set up a move at least. Meanwhile, leaders are still as they were. TY from Bidster, who's having to defend now. Bidster getting his foot down. So Bidster returns this week after an absence last week. Start on the rallying and the Samba bus, but he's back fighting. He's still in the lead of this championship and he's hoping to extend that here today. TY's going to try and do his utmost to stop him though, as everyone else folds through. Let's have a little bit further back. There's Cyrex, there he is in the Nissan. So welcome to Cyrex. Jamo in 7th, Seat 1 8th. There is no boost for the rest of the season now, so no boost for the rest of the season. So this should make racing a bit more competitive in my opinion, because Boost just made people closer and that gave people ridiculous amounts of speed, but now Boost is off and it's going to be even better racing. As Jay Houston goes for a move on Bidster and just taps him. Bidster takes his normal line and Jay Houston was on the inside, but we were a bit of a late move there by Jay Houston, so but Bidster looking to hold on to that, so well done to Bidster holding that slide. TY still in the lead, Man of Steel 5th, Cyrex closing on him in 6th place now, so Cyrex looking to make a move, hoping to make an impact in this GT Sport Championship. Meanwhile, the Belgian boys at the back, Seat 1 and Lil Yam, the other Belgian lad 4th there, TAS 1. As they come down the hill. Now Bidster on the tail of TY, coming out of that last corner really, because then this is just one big straight really. You can't really count these as corners. As Bidster's looking for a way around now, trying the outside line. TY defends the inside. So TY defending for all he's worth into the first corner. Will Bidster try and go around the outside and get the run for the second bit of the corner? He's trying. And he's got the inside for the next bit. TY still alongside and gets the momentum. Jay Houston's in there now. Because Bidster's lost momentum. Jay Houston goes in up to 2nd place. Bidster back down to 3rd now. Task 1 closing up as well. Meanwhile, Jay Houston have a look at TY. TY defends. All 4 cars into 1. Jay Houston tries to go around the outside of TY. Almost succeeds. Still side by side. Task 1 saying, I'm going to get involved in here, boys. As we come towards the complex section, Jay Houston on the inside, TY outside. Who's going to give way? TY not giving way, sliding the car sideways. Bidster having a look back up the inside now. Bidster up the inside, tries to go for Jay as well. That was never going to work. I think he must have outbraked himself. That's not like Bidster to go for an over-ambitious move like that. So Bidster back down to 5th place, possibly even 6th with Cyrex there. So unlucky for Bidster back down to 5th. As Man of Steel has a look at Task 1 now. Man of Steel looking up the inside. A bit of contact there. It's this squirm for traction. As they come down towards what would be the last corner now. Cyrex on the inside, on the outside. No, it's not Cyrex, sorry. Man of Steel. Whoa, a bit wide. Bit wide there. As Jay Houston's built a gap now. So Jay Houston's the victor in all that. Bidster's right behind Task 1, looking for a way through now. Looking to try and get more places back. Task 1, Man of Steel. Side by side towards the first corner. And towards the first corner. Bidster behind on the grass. Bidster's lost out. Bidster's lost out big time there. On the grass in the braking zone. Did well to recover it, but down to 7th place for Bidster. From 2nd to 7th in the space of almost a lap. Unbelievable stuff. Jay Houston still building the lead now. Battle for 3rd hotting up. Oh, the Man of Steel goes wide. That's going to leave him vulnerable, but Cyrex takes Task 1 as well. So Cyrex up to 4th. Jamo having a look at Task 1 now. Bidster joining the fray. Coming through up the hill. Long right-hander, abusing on tyres. And speaking of tyres are on ×2, fuel's on ×4. So same as what we had on Monzo. It should make for some good racing. Don't have to worry about tyres and fuel too much, but they have to worry about it a little bit. But it should encourage better racing. Bidster has a little look at Jamo there to no avail. Cyrex behind Man of Steel now, putting the pressure on. Really have a look into this last corner. Man of Steel defends slightly, but no need to defend too much into that last corner as you lose loads of speed. Ghost in there just to get rid of a penalty that he picked up. So as we go up the hill, TY in the lead, Jay Houston in the lead, TY second. I'll put my teeth in. TY in the ever pink car. Can always tell which one TY is. He's going to have a little look at Jay Houston. I don't think he's close enough this lap round. No, he's not. So we'll look a bit further back. And Cyrex is still behind Man of Steel. So Man of Steel doing well in this race. Got some good pace. Cyrex showing that he's capable of running at the front. He's doing quite well in the Project Cars 2 Championship at the minute. Go out of this corner, down the hill, and then up the other side. So a little further back, there's Jamo and Bidster further back, looking to try and make up some places in a sort of different livery this time out for Bidster, the bit more black than orange. Jamo in a nice green Castrol colour in the NSX rear brig. Up front, Jay Houston looks like he's closing down the gap. They've all bunched up. TY looking around the outside. Remember, they started off with half a tank of fuel, 50 litres of fuel. Jay Houston using a lot of that curb on the inside. Cars squirming everywhere. TY trying to take advantage. No, can't do it round there, and that leaves TY vulnerable to Man of Steel. The NSX not as good in the straight line as the Nissan and the Lexus are, but the NSX does have the ever so slight corner advantage, possibly on exit of the corner on stability. On the entrance, so entrance to the corners where the NSX is good, and that's what TY's going to try and use. Is round the outside. Fantastic move, TY round the outside of Jay Houston. Incredible stuff. Well and truly stuffed Jay Houston back down to second place. Round with a round the outside move. Incredible. So as we look a bit further back now, Task 1 up the inside of Cyrex. Will he have a look? He has a little look, a little tap to make good friends. Jamo runs wide. Bidster saying hallelujah. I'm making up places. 5th place for Bidster now. Takes 2 places. Looking at making it a 3rd now with Cyrex, but no, not close enough to Cyrex. So Task 1 and Jamo shuffled back down. Bidster on the move. Cyrex is his next victim. So, but Cyrex is a wily campaigner. He's proved that in the Project Cars 2 Championship. He's very, very good. Definitely no slouch. He goes a bit, takes a lot more curb that time. We come down the hill. Now, we should be thinking about pit stops anytime soon because of the fuel level. Because we start off with half a tank of fuel in this championship. So we should see quite a few people looking to dive to the pits within this next lap or two. As fuel usage wears down, and yet Jay Houston's in. Man of Steel goes round, Cyrex goes round, Bidster's in, Task 1 goes round, Jamo goes round, and so does Lil Yaman. Seat 1's in as well, so 3 cars in the pits. So 3 cars there getting serviced. So as everyone else goes round, we'll look at Task 1 and Jamo now. Battle for 4th place now, because they've moved up. It was the battle for 7th, but it's now the battle for 4th, because 3 cars have gone in. Task 1 just pulling at the edge a little bit out of that corner. The NSX is good on the way in, but it's a bit unstable on the way out the corner, whereas the Nissan and the Lexus quite good out of the corner, but also got that little advantage in a straight line as well. So, but obviously as TY's proved, the stability into the corners of that NSX is absolutely phenomenal. So that's what gives it a good advantage in the corner section, but then the Nissan's a good all-rounder, and the Lexus has got quite a lot of good top speed. So you see there the 2 Nissans, in fact 3 Nissans following a Honda. Nissan, and then the next Honda there, Jamo, there's the next Honda. Then we've got another Nissan of Jay Houston's come out of the pits, Bidster in a Lexus, and then Seek in a Honda. So Honda and Nissan seems to be the popular choice. Only 2 people in Lexuses. But we'll see how things pan out. Would have been a 3rd Lexus with Neil Farmack, but unfortunately disconnected as everyone piles into the pits now. Everyone that's at the front coming into the pits because of the fuel level, apart from Jamo. Jamo must have saved a lot of fuel in those battles and the draft of other people, so Jamo goes round again, so we'll see what happens with him in this race. So everyone else in the pits. Jay Houston coming through there with Bidster in hot pursuit, and there's seat 1 a bit further back, so we'll see where everyone pans out. We'll just keep an eye on Jay Houston for now, because we'll soon see where people start coming out of the pits. So we've got 1 car heading down the pit lane now. That's Cyrex. Is it? No, Cyrex comes out a bit further behind, so we'll see after everyone goes past. So Jay Houston's coming out of the pits now. There should be 1 car ahead of him, which is Man of Steel. Man of Steel out, 2nd place. So well done to Man of Steel. This is going to be close between TY and Bidster. TY ahead of Bidster. Bidster just ahead of Cyrex in the background. So Bidster's got ahead of Cyrex in the stops. We come up the hill. Let's have a little look further back. There's Task 1, 7th place. Liliam's come out in 8th and Seat 1's still at the back. So Seat struggling with that car, I think. Up to his style. Bidster getting harassed now by Cyrex. Cyrex closing up behind. Bidster running the number 1 because he was the endurance champion last time out. The last championship we did last season. Endurance champion. So Bidster runs the number 1 for this season. Usually number 22. Cyrex. Cyrex very sideways at that corner. Gets the power on too early. Completely sideways for Cyrex, so losing position after position. Liliam's probably going to get him as well around the outside. There he goes. So Cyrex back down to 8th place in a mistake of his own, so unlucky there. Jamo's in the pits now. There he is, losing places, so obviously doing that extra stop hasn't been kind to him. Sorry, doing that extra lap hasn't been kind to him. But let's see how it pans out later on in the race. He might be able to pick up places later on because he can go longer another lap longer between stops. That could make the difference at the end of the race. So we have Man of Steel in the lead of the race. Man of Steel in the lead. Jay Houston in 2nd place. So Jay Houston down to 2nd. TY 3rd with Bidster closing up. So Bidster's closing up now. See if he can get closer to TY. Remember, they've got fuel to save in this race as well, so it might not necessarily go for a move straight away. Some people might prefer to sit in the draft of another car and save a little bit of fuel whilst trying to close up, which is always a good tactic to do. Task 1 in 5th. Let's see if there's any other battles that further down the field. There's Jamo, Liliam and Cyrex. So Cyrex closing back up to these lots, so we'll keep an eye on that later on. So Man of Steel with a nice lead at the minute, so he's done well to get that. Jay Houston there 2nd with TY closing up behind him. So TY versus Jay Houston round 2 as we go across the line. Down towards the first corner. Will anyone try and move? Nope. TY not close enough this time. Just trying to keep consistent, trying to keep close behind Jay Houston, not possibly go for a move yet. Try and think about the long game as well, because it is a 50-minute race. We're only 13.5 minutes in, so you might not try it necessarily yet. Whereas Bidster's closing up to the back of TY now. TY defends. Bidster's going to try and go around the outside, but doesn't pull alongside. That's a clear sign he turned the engine down a bit. So you can alter the fuel mix on Gran Turismo from 1, which is a rich fuel mix, which uses a lot of fuel, and then from 1 to 6. So 6 is lean. 6 means you don't use as much fuel. The engine turns down. You probably lose about a good 50 or 60 horsepower, probably a bit more. It depends on the horsepower of the car. Probably in these cars, about 100 horsepower you lose turning the engine down. But it does save a lot of fuel. You probably get another. For each time you're running a lean fuel mix for a half a lap, you probably save a good quarter a lap worth of fuel, so it is worth doing, especially when fuel's on like this. So Bidster closing up to TY now. Let's see further back, Liliam versus Cyrex. Liliam trying to hold on to 7th place, Cyrex closing up, so that could be a battle that leads on to the straight, but we'll go back up to the Jay Houston TY battle. There they are, up TY. What happened to TY there? Don't know what happened there. He had a bit of a twitch on the straight, but looks all right now. So really backed off from J. Houston there, so again, could be fuel saving. Bidster closing up now. So this could turn into a bit of a heated battle. As meanwhile, heated battle back here. Jamo under pressure from Lil now. Lil Yam closing up to behind him. Tyrex closing up behind him as well. We'll keep with this. Down towards this next corner. Jamo under pressure from Lil. Lil looking at the inside of Jamo. He might get it. Will he? Oh, so close. A little bit of contact. Good racing. Still side by side. Fantastic stuff. And then Lil Yam gets past. Cyrix is going to have a little look now, but I don't think there's going to be any way around. We'll just have a quick glance to the battle in front. Still all the same up there. Jamo and Cyrix side by side round the long right-hander. Jamo keeps the place, saying not yet, Sunshine. He's having a little look at Lil as well, but he's left the inside open. Cyrix is in there like a shot, but Jamo leans on him, says, no you don't. Not having it that easy. And remains in 7th place. Cyrix still in 8th, still can't do anything about it. Meanwhile, this bunch up here, 4 cars close together. Task 1's joining in now. J. Houston looks like he's holding these guys up a bit, to be honest. As they all in the draft now, let's see what happens down here. Will anyone go for a move? Looks like Bidster's closing up this time. J. Houston defends. TY with Bidster behind him. Everyone on the brakes. Oh, Bidster on the grass again. Bidster's gone wide. Keeps on running onto that grass. So trying too hard. So Bidster back down behind Task 1 now. He'll be kicking himself about that. Task 1's turn to have a go at TY now. Will he get close enough? Will TY go for a move on Jay? I don't think he will. I think he'll just keep saving that fuel. Part of his strategy is he tries to go on the outside. Task 1 has a little look up the inside as well. Task 1 up the inside. Jameson runs wide. Task 1, and then he backs out of it because he thought it wasn't going to be fair to pass him with the tap. Bidster says thank you and takes 4th place. So Bidster up to 4th now. Meanwhile, further back, we've got another battle going on back here. Lil Yam, Jamo and Cyrix still close together, but no positions changed yet. We'll just quickly go back to this other battle. TY's wide. TY's wide. And Bidster looked for a way through, but no way through there. As we look back, Lil Yam, Jamo and Cyrix still in the same order. So we'll go back to this other battle again. We'll keep flicking between. Bidster closing up to TY now. He could be setting himself up for a run up the straight here if he gets close enough. We'll go out of this corner here and then up the hill, get the power on. As we look back to the Lil Yam, Jamo, Tyrex battle, and nothing changed there, but there could be some moves at the end of this straight. So we'll go back to the first battle because they'll reach the first corner first. Man of Steel still got a good lead, but here comes Bidster on TY. But now, again, probably turn the engine down, just looking for saving a bit of extra fuel, get a bit of extra mileage out of the car before a pit stop without losing too much time. And oh, here we go. Now they're all close. Now positions could change. They won't be running this close if they're trying to save fuel. As TY goes out to overtake, Bidster goes behind and he's going to look to overtake TY. Bidster on the brakes, nothing, and oh, it's all getting a bit heated. TY gets pushed wide by Jay. Bidster's up the inside of TY now. Bidster looking to make a move. TY keeping up the inside. Is Bidster clear? Yes, he is. Task 1 looks around the outside of TY now. TY looking to try and keep Task 1 back now. Bidster's in front and he knows it. There we go. Task 1 still looking for a way through. No way through there yet. He's getting a little tap though, saying, come on, I've got more pace here, let's go. But this group's still not doing each other any favours, still holding each other up. No one can seem to break away. J. Houston trying to keep everyone behind still. As we look back at Lil Yam, Jamo defending from Cyrix. Cyrix around the outside, will probably have the inside for the next corner. And Jamo, he's got every right to do that, just squeeze him out, because he was on the inside, he had the line. So, good driving there from both drivers as everyone else comes up the hill now. Bidster in 3rd this time, so Bidster moved up. So, TY's got some work to do and he's got tasks to keep behind as well. I think they're all slightly closing on Man of Steel as well, so Man of Steel's tyres must be going off or he's saving fuel, either one. Bidster takes a lot of that curb, as he does. Very touring car-esque lines from Bidster, very sort of aggressive driving but not aggressive at the same time. As Bidster closes up now, goes to the inside of J. Houston. J. Houston doesn't defend, surprisingly. And Bidster through on the inside. Oh, a little tap, but that couldn't be avoided. So Bidster on the inside goes through into 2nd place. Will he try and gap these boys now? TY's behind these lots, so he'll be kicking himself. Because Bidster's at the front now. Bidster's at the front of this little train for second place as they all fold into this hairpin. Let's have a look back here. Lil Yam and Jamo and Cyrex still more or less in the same order. Oh, not for long though. If Lil Yam keeps going wide like that, Jamo will soon be through if he keeps doing them kind of mistakes. Everyone else for this second place battle still close together. Task 1 having a little look at Jay Houston, but no way through. TY closes up into the last corner. Meanwhile, Jamo sideways! Well held, Jamo. Good. Oh, that just shows you what happens when you take a bit too much curb on a prolonged corner. It really does bite you, especially when you go too high on the curb. So as we go look down to the battle in front, Jay Houston has a little look at Bidster. Bidster's defending, but Jay Houston over the white line. Jay Houston over the white line as he tries to overtake him and goes right near the wall. Brave stuff, but Bidster's on the inside and a bit sideways. Contact couldn't be avoided there. Both drivers not wanting to give up the place, and both got a right to try and fight for that position. So no action should be taken there as Task 1 looks to make a move on Bidster, just showing his nose, just trying to put him under pressure, but runs wide in the process. And Jay Houston might be able to get back through here with the momentum, but Bidster's going to defend from Task, and Jay Houston's going to go up the inside to try and follow Bidster's line. As he does, Task 1 gets pushed out. Jay Houston back up to third now. I thought we were into the back of Bidster then with the brakes, but no. Got the car stopped in time. Task 1 and Bidster both with slight penalties there. Gives you a penalty for running wide on this circuit. I don't understand the logic in that at all, because you run wide at that second corner. You run wide at that corner at the end of the straight, and you can't really do anything about it if you run wide, because you don't gain time. You lose more time because of the AstroTurf. There's no grip on it, so you just lose about a second, then the game adds another second on, which I don't get at all. Should only give you a penalty if you actually gained a time advantage. So as we go across the line, Jay Houston defending from Task 1 now. Task 1 has a little look at the inside, but no, nothing through there. Just having a little look, trying to put him off. Jay Houston defending to this one now. Going to be a bit slower out of the corner. Task 1 right behind him, practically pushing him round turn 3. So it's this turn 4 that I was on about before. Turn 4 coming down here. If you run wide, it gives you a penalty, but you'll see how big the curb is and how much AstroTurf there is as well. So like there, look, Jay Houston there, he'll probably get a penalty for that running wide, but look how much time you lose. Task 1 goes straight back through, and I won't be surprised if Jay Houston goes on this next corner because he's got a penalty to get rid of. Yep, there we go. So yeah, that just shows you the penalty system on this game. It's okay, but it could do with some improvement tweaks. As Jay Houston looks on the inside of Task 1, bit robust, but gives it a whirl, but no gap through there. Meanwhile, Lil Yam and Cyrex and Jamo are all closing up to this battle. So it's all closing up now because of the pace of all these guys that are battling. Man of Steel's falling back into these guys as well. So Man of Steel must be either majorly fuel saving or his tyres must be shot. So Man of Steel doing very well to keep in front, but he looks like his time at the front might be over prematurely because they all seem to be closing up to him. Meanwhile, further back, oh, look at this, Cyrex and Lil Yam. Lil Yam gives him an acre, almost. Not gives him a few inches, but gives him an acre, and Cyrex just goes straight through. Will Lil Yam get back in the draft and make a move? We don't know, as we look back to the front. Bidster closing up on Man of Steel now. So Man of Steel could be a factor in this race. Task 1 looking racy behind Bidster. Looking like he might make a move down into this next corner. Bidster might have to defend here. Task 1 moves out, Bidster moves out as well, just to cover it off, just in case he tries to outbrake himself. Bidster bangs straight into the side of Man of Steel. Side swipe. He must have outbraked himself there. We'll get some replays on that. Here's a look at that incident on board with Man of Steel on lap 17 where Bidster missed his braking point completely. There he goes, missed his braking point, bang, up the inside. Takes Man of Steel wide, and then Man of Steel rejoins with side by side with Task, and there's Bidster. Here's a view of the Bidster Man of Steel incident on board with Task 1. So Bidster gets his braking point just too late up the inside, and then bang into the side of Man of Steel. Task 1 thinks it's Christmas and tries to go up the inside of Man of Steel there and succeeds. But yeah, clearly showing there, Bidster outbraked himself and he tried to power past Man of Steel, not to hit him, but unfortunately contact was made. So, but all apologies were made. at the end. Task 1 in the lead now. Man of Steel second after the kamikaze missile of Bidster, who missed his braking point. There he is back in fourth. TY having a little look at Bidster as well, but to no avail. Everyone closing up now. This could be near. We could be nearing pit stop time again now. So we'll see how things pan out. So Jay Houston with a lock with the 2 cars right behind him. Man of Steel hoping to close up on Task 1 now and get his lead back. But it just depends on how good them tyres are. There's Jay Houston, Bidster and TY behind. Bidster into the pits, and Man of Steel's in as well. So TY follows Bidster. So TY not wanting to try and do the, not wanting Bidster to do any undercut. So neutralises that. Jamo up to third now from all that. So quite a lot of people in actually. Everyone else in the field, apart from Seek 1, Jamo, Jay Houston and Task 1, are all in the pits. So we'll see where everyone else comes out. So we'll give Seek 1 a bit of TV time now. There he is, just struggling back there in that NSX, just not really being able to find the pace and the consistency in that car. Let's look at everyone else coming out of the pits now. Man of Steel leads the fray out the pits. TY second. Liliam next out the pits, and then it'll be Cyrex. There we go. So they've all rejoined now. So we'll see how that impacts the race. Oh, where's Bidster? Bidster's come out of the pits last. So he must have put loads of fuel in, or he used more fuel in that last stint, but Liliam makes a mistake. Bidster goes through. He should do. Liliam try and defend it. Oh, Bidster goes around the outside of him. So good move there from Bidster. Liliam possibly just letting him through, just trying to keep with the pace of Bidster. Sensible stuff. So Bidster goes right back down after that stop. So he's either put loads of fuel in, or he used a load of fuel in that last stint. So we'll soon see how things turn out. The Man of Steel out there still ahead, so good pace from Man of Steel in this race. Jamo there. Task 1 goes round, Jay Houston goes in. Jay Houston goes into Task 1, going for a longer stint. Jamo's in as well. So they're both in the pits. Now let's see where they all rejoin here, so we'll keep an eye on here with Man of Steel and TY. They come over the start-finish line. So looks like Task 1 could be using a different strategy here, so anything could happen. I reckon looking at strategies in this, Task 1 could be in with a good chance if he goes a few laps longer, and then he's got less to do on this last stint. He might be able to go to the end of the race. So we'll see how that pans out. Meanwhile, cars coming out of the pits now. There they go. Oh, Jamo and Jay Houston as close as you like out of the pits, practically up each other's bumpers. So Jamo's closed in a load of time on that pit stop, right behind Jay Houston. So Jamo in 8th place. So Jamo's right behind Jay, so hopefully Jay can pull Jamo up to near the front of the field with his pit with the pace. Cyrex and Liliam in front, so yeah, Jamo actually has lost out to Liliam and Cyrex in the stops, but he might be able to go another lap longer at the end of the race, which could make a difference. Could mean that extra couple of seconds in a pit stop, so we'll see how things pan. There's Man of Steel, so we'll just try and find another battle to look at. So we'll look at this Liliam-Cyrex battle. Cyrex having a look around Liliam. Good stuff from these two drivers. Meanwhile, Jamo's all over the back of Jay Houston actually, so he's not really leaving him alone. But definitely. Oh, Jay Houston's gone round! Oh, the back end slides out, Jamo goes through. So Jay Houston a bit too overexcited on the power there, so Jay Houston just goes round a bit there. Cyrex having a look at Liliam now, possibly moving to the first corner. We'll see who's going to be the bravest on the brakes, and that will be none of them, because they're both just going to follow each other. Meanwhile, battle for second hotting up. Man of Steel being caught by TY and Bidster now. Bidster's just done the fastest lap of the race, so he's definitely on it. Bidster's on it. Man of Steel keeping TY behind for now, but for how long? We all know how good TY and Bidster are at making moves on people. So we'll see how Man of Steel copes with the pressure. So this should be a good test for Man of Steel, to see if he's well and truly got the pace, which I think he has. He's looked good so far in this race. His TY has a little up, but now just trying to make me flinch a bit. There's Liliam and Cyrex almost side by side, practically. Cyrex pushing Liliam around the corner, looks to the inside, but no, Lily says no you don't. No you don't, you're going to go the long way around if you're going to go around me. As we look at TY closing up to Man of Steel with no way through. Task's in the pits now. This could be a game changer. Task is in, TY runs wide. Oh, very squirmy out of that corner. That's going to lose him momentum, but the draft will hopefully let him close back up. Bidster closing up on those two. There's Lil Yam still ahead of Cyrex. Good stuff. Let's see where Task 1 comes out. He's still in the pit, so he's going for a longer. Yeah, he's fully filled up that car. Fresh set of tyres, full tank of fuel. He's going to the end of the race, I think, on that strategy. So he might try and get to the end, but we'll see, because there's still another 20 minutes left in this race. Cyrex and Lil Yam side by side. Meanwhile, at the front now, there's nothing to see there. So Lil Yam defends from Cyrex very well there. Cyrex looking to get the undercut back up the inside. Lil shuts the door in his face, says, no you don't, sunshine. You're going around the other way. Cyrex has a look to the inside now. No room past. Lil Yam holding his ground. Still practically pushing up the hill. Lil Yam will defend into this corner. Just takes an earlier apex, which he does, but he slides wider out the corner. And now he's going to be compromised for this way out of this corner. Cyrex could get a good run out of here, but I don't think he's... Oh, he's close enough. Is he going to... Will Lil Yam get across the track in time? Yes, he does. Defends the inside. And again, but he'll get a slower run out, because when you defend the inside line, you compromise your entrance to the corner, but then there's fourth compromising your exit. Oh, right behind him now as we go up the hill. This could be a move in the making. Cyrex goes a bit wider just to let Lil Yam get a bit of track space. So there's enough room for a draft. Here we go. Wind up the speed, wind up the power. Game on. Down towards the first corner. Will Lil Yam defend? Yes, he does. Cyrex is going to go around the outside if he's going round. He's not going to make a move there, but Lil Yam will be slow off this corner. Probably lost a bit of time there. He is. Look, see how much time you lose by going defensive. Defensive? What am I about? Defensive. Lil Yam defends from Cyrex. Cyrex still looking for a way around. The outside is the way he wants him to go, and the outside is where he's going to go. Contact's made, but nothing could be avoided there, because Lil was doing all he could to defend. Cyrex just tried to give him the squeeze. Meanwhile, up front, Man of Steel holding his ground still from TY and Bidster. Good showing from Man of Steel here, showing his true character, that he's good at defending. TY trying to look at everywhere around him, meanwhile trying to keep an eye on his mirror for the orange and black mobile of Bidster, who's looking for a way around still. Lil Yam and Cyrex still battling at it, but no way through there. Cyrex very sideways in the way in. Task 1 6th, Jamo 7th, J-Use in 8th. Seat 1 still a bit further behind, so looking for Seat 1 in this race. Meanwhile, get back to the battle up front. Bidster in the draft now towards TY and Man of Steel. Close as you like. Will we have a look? No, not having a look yet. They'll go around the chicane. Man of Steel runs a bit wide out of there, so he might have a worse run. Bidster right behind TY now, saying, come on TY, get past him, otherwise I'm going to have a go. Go down towards the turn 4. Into turn 4, Bidster's up the inside, goes through. Good move there by Bidster. Bidster says, I want to have a crack at getting past Man of Steel now. So Bidster's turn to have a go. Lil Yam still in front of Cyrex, doing a good job of defending in that place. Task 1, Jamo and Jay Houston still in a line as well back there. So got some good battles on track this time round. So good stuff. Everyone exits that corner. Just look at Lil Yam running a bit wide there. Don't leave the door open, Cyrex will be right in there. Oh, meanwhile, Jamo and Jay side by side. Jay Houston looking to try and get past Jamo. Jamo holding his ground. No way through. Bit of contact there, but nothing too much to worry about, I don't think, as they come down towards the last corner. And power up the hill round this long curve straight. Get that power on, get in the draft and see what you can do. Meanwhile, up front, Bidster still in second, looking for a way around Man of Steel. Man of Steel still holding his ground, but again, he's going to be slower out the corner because he's took a defensive line. There he is, runs wide. Bidster's going to get the momentum now. Will he be close enough to make a move? He's on the outside, but he's not going to be able to get around the outside. Man of Steel keeps tight, keeps defensive, not letting Bidster Anyway, through, Bidster moving left and right, just trying to put a bit of pressure on him, just to try and make it look at him. It's worked! Gone wide! But keeps the position still, so kept the momentum around the outside of there. Bidster closes up, no way through still. Meanwhile, further back, Cyrex. Cyrex is in front of Liliam, so Cyrex has finally got past Liliam. Took him a few laps to do it, but he's got him. Jamo and Jay Houston still in the same order, in 7th and 8th place. Oh, Jamo misses his braking point, hits Task, bang! Oh, and Jamo slows down to let Task back through because he felt as though it was his fault, which it was, and Jamo lets him through, and then Jay Houston takes advantage at the same time. So Jamo a bit too gentlemanly like there, and lets Jay through as well. So unlucky for Jamo and Task 1 there, but Task 1 is alright because he's still in the same place. He's lost a bit of time to the car in front, and it's Jamo that pays the price. So Jamo down in 8th place now, looking to make up more places. Liliam in the draft to Cyrex now, so it's the other way around in this battle. Anyone else looking for it? Oh, Bidster's through past Man of Steel. Must have done it in the draft. Bidster through on Man of Steel, so Bidster's into the lead now. Bidster's going to try and build a gap now and try and get Man of Steel to hold up TY. So Bidster's going to be going for it now. Lead foot. Man of Steel now in 2nd place, hoping to try and keep with Bidster and keep TY back at the same time, but you're not going to do much by doing that. Runs wide, TY up the inside. TY through into 2nd place, so he did not waste no time behind Man of Steel. All it took was one mistake and TY had a much easier time with Man of Steel getting through. So TY now chasing Bidster, not wanting to let him get away. Liliam back up to 4th now in front of Cyrex, so Liliam got back past Cyrex. So runs wide into that corner, but that just must be Liliam's line into that corner now. Jamo closing up to the back of Jay Houston as well. All happening on track, beautiful to see. Jamo, he's a very rally-esque into the corners, very sideways into the corners, but it just seems to be Liliam's aggressive style. So Bidster in 1st, TY 2nd, Man of Steel 3rd, Liliam, or Captain Banzai as I like to call him, in 4th place. Cyrex in 5th. Looking for a way through. Let's stick with this and see if Cyrex can get back through. Liliam defends hard. Forces Cyrex to go to the outside. Onto the brakes, into the corner. Liliam's going to be slow, as we mentioned before. Goes wider. And then on the inside, he'll go slow out of this corner, but he sits on the apex. Beautiful driving from Liliam there. That's exactly what you need to do. Sit on the apex and don't allow any room for that other car to get momentum on you. It's not blocking, it's just sitting on the line a little bit. And plus you need to slow down in order to make the corner, and Liliam needed to do a bit more of that for that corner, because almost leaves a gap for Cyrex, but no way through there. Meanwhile, TY's fallen back into the hands of Man of Steel, so Man of Steel's turned up the wick a bit, trying to catch TY. Bidster still in the lead. Let's look back at Liliam and Cyrex again. Liliam and Cyrex, the battle of the race. So far, Cyrex on the inside. Oh, no way through there. No way through there. A bit over ambitious there. Could have set him up for this corner, but no, there was no way through there for Cyrex. So Liliam doing everything he can to keep Cyrex behind. Probably Cyrex getting a little bit rattled, a bit frustrated that he can't get past Lil. But just got to be patient and things will come to him. Task 1 still in 6th for Jay Houston closing up now, so Jamo's back. Jamo's lost out in that little battle there, so Task 1 versus Jay Houston now. Task 1 a little error out of there. Jay Houston closes up. Goes around the outside. Man of Steel's into the pits now, and a contact on the straight. Contact on the straight between Task 1 and Jay Houston. Don't know what that were about. We'll get some replays. Here's a replay on board with Jay Houston of what happened between him and Task 1. So coming out the last corner, Jay Houston gets a good run, goes on towards the outside, and Task 1's on the inside. Then you'll see in a minute the Task 1 comes across, bang, contact, and then they both continue on the way. But as we resume that battle from looking at that replay, Jay Houston's still in front of Task 1. Jamo's in the pits as well. So 47 litres of fuel. So could this be a little crafty strategy by Jamo? A quicker pit stop to gain time. So we'll see what happens there. Liliam and Cyrex still in the same positions as they were before. Bidster pulling out a lead on TY. TY trying to stay with him. They've obviously, because Man of Steel's gone, they've completely ditched everyone else now. They're just on it as on it like Wallace and Gromit. As Lillian runs wide, Cyrex on the inside, Cyrex goes through. That was just Lillian's mistake of running wide, no contact, just Lillian running wide. And Lillian back down to 4th place, Cyrex up to 3rd. He'll really want to try and get rid of Lillian now to try and gain some time on the cars in front. J. Houston in Task 1. Still circulating round, so we've got Seek 1 in the pits at the back. So Seek 1 in the pits at the back, so unlucky for Seek, not having the best of race in this one. Jamo in 8th place, lost a bit of time. Man of Steel at the pits as well. So, but hopefully Jamo will have gained some time with that pit stop because he only had to put half a tank of fuel back in. So that should be better. Bidster's in! 31 laps of fuel at this is the crafty, this is the stops for the end of the race. They obviously all feel as though they can get to the end of the race now. So Bidster's in, going to be filling up with fuel. As we look at J. Houston, who's gone round. TY's gone round though, he's not followed Bidster in this time, so TY's going to have to get the hammer down to try and catch Bidster now, so he'll have turned the wick right up. Meanwhile, Task 1 and J. Houston still as close as you like, coming around the foot. They're on the turn 3. J. Houston up the inside of Task 1, looking down towards the next corner, practically rubbing door handles as they're coming down towards turn 4. And J. Houston's on the inside. Task 1's not going to give up there, he's going to keep round the outside. He's still there, not giving up. Fantastic driving. If he can keep round the outside, he'll have the inside for the next one. But no, J. Houston keeps it tight, uses less of the road and gets the position. So 2nd place is J. Houston's for now. Meanwhile, further back there's Bidster at the pit, so look how much time that's gained him. He's obviously not put as much fuel in because you feel he's just put enough fuel in to get to the end of the race because there's only 10 minutes left in this race now. So Bidster clearly trying to go to the end and pushing on hard. Cyrex behind him, probably doing the exact same thing. And then Man of Steel as well. Jamo back there. So Jamo's hopped Lillian, so Lillian's been in the pits as well, so Lillian must have put in a lot more fuel. So Jamo leapfrogs one car, so Lillian back down to 8th now, so Lillian must have put a full tank of fuel in, which I don't know why he did, but near the end of the race at this point you don't have to. TY's in, J. Houston follows, Task 1's released, Task 1. But I would imagine Task 1 will need a pit stop somewhere near the end because I don't know if his fuel's going to last. It's going to be very tight. There's TY coming out the pits as well. So you'll see the pink flash, there he is. TY's coming out the pits, he's going to be in front of Bidster by the look of it. Let's have a look with Bidster, there he is, there's TY. TY's got ahead of Bidster, jumped him in the stops because it was slightly quicker stop, didn't have to put as much fuel in. That just shows you those extra few tenths of a second help. So Bidster behind TY now, got the work to do. Cyrex in 4th. So Task 1, the only car out of all that everyone else that's not pitted yet towards the end of the race. He's got at least 10 laps on this stint. Seat 1 gets out the way there on the inside for being lapped, so unlucky for Seat 1, having a dreadful race. Just not having not got the speed, not used to the car, just keeps well out the way for Seat 1, so good job by Seat 1 there. Very respectful driving. As Bidster's now not messing around at all. Right behind TY. Closing. As they go up the hill. This is where the Lexus will have a bit more power compared to TY. They'll both be saving a little bit of fuel at minute just to be safe that they can get to the end, and once they know 100% that they can get to the end, I can tell you those engines will not be running anywhere near lean. They'll be as rich as they can get them. They'll be completely going for it. As the Bidster closes up towards the first corner, yet right behind TY now, so clearly Bidster thinks it's hammer time. Task 1 still in the lead, but for how long? His tyres must be going off, or fuel. Just trying to be really careful on fuel because these TY and Bidster are closing right up on him now. Looks like it's only a matter of time as Seat 1 gets lapped by Cyrex there, so lets him through. Good job to Seat 1 to get out of the way there. As Task 1 now under pressure from TY. Will this be a race changing factor? Could TY get held up by Task 1 and Bidster leapfrog? We'll soon see. As TY looking left, right, trying to find a way through. On the inside, no way through there. Bidster now looking for a way through past TY. Not leaving him alone at all. Task 1 leaves the door quite open there. TY had a look, but no. Thinks twice about it. As they come down the hill. All three as one. So it's going to be whoever gets the best run out of this corner. Looks like TY's got a decent run this time. Might be able to get past TAS1 up the hill, but we all know that the NSX hasn't got the top speed compared to the Nissan and the Lexus. Probably a couple of mile an hour in it, but TY's got that wick turned up. And TAS1 there, so Bits has gone round. TAS1 now is looking at the inside of TY as well, try and catch him off guard, and it's worked. Up the inside he goes, through, and TY gets completely mobbed there because he hesitated behind TAS1. That could be a race-changing move there. Bits is ahead, and I can tell you now, with only just over 5 minutes left in this race, Bits' engine will be screaming for mercy. So TY up the inside of TAS, finally not the cleanest move in the world, but gets it done. And now he's going to be chasing after Bidster. Here's an onboard with Bidster. The move he got to first place. So you see TAS goes to the left. Bidster's following in TY's draft. We're going close to TY. And we're clear of TAS. TY will be on his outside. There he is. And we're through into the lead. And TAS1 says, thank you very much, I'll take second. So he's lost a good second and a half there, TY behind TAS1. So it was a good move from Bidster into that first corner actually to do that. So we look back here, oh, there's Seat 1 getting out of the way of Jay Houston being lapped. So Seat 1's almost been lapped by the entire field unfortunately, but hopefully it will be a better turnout next week at Kyoto in N200 cars. So keep an eye out for that. Oh, TY sideways, right down, using as much of that curb as you can to close up. Both cars well and truly pushing on as hard as they can now, but look who this is, Cyrex closing up behind TAS1 now, so Cyrex has turned up the wick. Personal best on lap 29, which was 3 laps ago, 1 minute 24.0, 1 minute 24.5 on lap 30, and this one's going to be a 1:24 dead. Fantastic stuff from the Cyrex, pushing as hard as he can to try and catch up. Meanwhile, the cars in front are doing 25s, Bidster sort of low to mid 24s. So Cyrex definitely the one with the pace at the minute, but Bidster will just want to do all he can to try and stay in front. Let's have a little look further back. There's TAS1 falling further and further back. He'll probably have to do a pit stop at this rate if he can't save enough fuel. So Man of Steel there in 5th place. It was a good showing from Man of Steel in this midway stage. He proved himself being able to keep Bidster and TY behind on genuine pace. So a good sign for Man of Steel there for future races. Jamo there in the very twitchy looking Honda Ray Brigg NSX. In 6th place, Jay Houston back now in 7th after a promising start. So not gone his way, and Liliam, I think just after a couple of little errors later on in the race, just lost out a bit of time and also completely overfueled his car, and that's another reason why as well, because he just ran wide there and lost about another couple of seconds. So unlucky for Liliam. TY's closing up to Bidster now. The race is on in the last four minutes of this race. Game on, probably another 2 laps, maybe 3. There's Cyrex closing up as well. The best TY 1 minute 24.1, Bidster 1 minute 25.1. TY closing a second, but the draft will have done a good half a second of that at least. So TY's on the move now. Cyrex behind, 1 minute 24.6, losing a bit of time. So that was clearly a draft lap from TY. So TY on the pace. Let's see if he can get close to Bidster and get past. But we'll keep an eye on other battles as well, so just while they're a little bit more separate, Man of Steel catches up to TAS1 now. TAS1's about to be mobbed of yet more places. Man of Steel up the inside, goes through, TAS1 loses another place. Clearly you can see the lack of power in that Nissan with the engine turned down, just goes wide, lets Jamo through as well. So TAS1 clearly trying to save fuel and get to the end. He might as well just try and pit now, put a little bit more fuel in and get to the end of the race. So unlucky there for TAS1 after a promising start. So there's Bidster and TY. Cyrex closing up as well, hoping to make it a 3. Going towards the last corner up the hill. TY, oh, very twitchy out there though, TY. Lost a bit of time there, but I'm sure the draft will help him close up. He'll be look further back now. Man of Steel under pressure now from Jamo. Jamo looks like he's on the move, finally got some pace in that Honda towards the end of the race. And it probably helped with that quicker pit stop earlier that put him back in the pack. He pitted with a half a tank of fuel still left in, just to be a quicker stop. And it must have paid off as Jay Houston has a look round Task 1, but no way around there. Task 1, I think it's only a matter of time, because Task 1's going backwards at this rate. Runs wide out of that corner, Jay Houston will have the run. Jay Houston will have the run out of here. Looking left, looking right, still no way through. Maybe a bit more patient on the matter, I think. Oh, we'll have a look, dive, no he won't. Man still runs wide, Jamo going to close up now. Jamo closing up with almost 1 minute left in this race, so the next lap will probably be the last lap. As Jamo goes up the inside of Man of Steel, fantastic move there from Jamo to 4th place now. Meanwhile the leaders, Bidster's pulled a bit of a gap on TY there. So Bidster's on it this time round, really pushing hard. Cyrex closing up to the back of TY as well, so we've got everything to watch out for. They're all a bit more spread out. Jamo and Man of Steel still close. Jay Houston's got past Task 1. And Liliam's a bit further back, so Liliam and Task 1 looks like their races are set to stay in the same positions. There's Jamo still ahead of Man of Steel. Man of Steel not want to give up though. There's Cyrex coming into the first corner. This will be the last lap. This will be the last lap. Look at the count at the bottom, 50-minute race, so we've only got 10 seconds left and the time will reach 0, and this will be the last lap. So let's see if TY can close up anything towards Bidster here. Session best sector for TY, pushing on hard. There we go, confirmation, and it is the final lap. TY's got one last lap to try and get past, so let's hope he can do it. Let's have a look further back. There's Jamo under pressure from Man of Steel, and Jay Houston's closed up as well, so that could be a good finish to watch as well. But we'll watch the leaders for now. Bidster into this part, oh, runs wide. Bidster a little bit wide into there. One little error, and TY's right up his backside, looking for any way through. If you go into the right-hand hairpin, Bidster defends heavily now, playing the defensive game, keeping it sat on that apex, leaving no space through. As we come towards the last corner now, TY's going to have to try and get a good run. Bidster doesn't even bother to defend into the corner, probably defends a little bit, but as we get the run up the hill, the problem is now the rear brig will not have the straight line speed. This is going to be a close finish. Bidster's going to have to keep it tight, get the power on. TY darting left, right, looking for a way through, but it's going to be close, and it's just Bidster from TY. Fantastic race by them two. TY will be kicking himself for that. Did make a move earlier, but still, TY second, Cyrex in third, Jamo's going to be 4th, and Jay Houston just gets 5th on the line from Man of Steel. Fantastic stuff, absolutely brilliant. And there's Task 1 to make up for the last of the finishers there. And Seat 1, there he is, 9th place, and looking for Seat 1 there, Liliam in 8th. So there we go, ladies and gentlemen, that's your race. And there's your winner on the right-hand side of your shot, just ahead. Bidster, there he is from TY. 30 thousandths of a second in the end. It's a really close race. So Bidster takes maximum points, and we'll see you guys next time. Take care.